So I believe we can all agree that it's very important to have a white light mounted on your self-defense tool, whether it's a pistol, rifle, or shotgun. There are a lot of different choices out there for the white light, so I'm just going to go over one of them. And this is from Inforce. So, and the reason I say first off why a white light on your firearm is very important, it's well, for target ID, number one, you have to know where the target's at, and you have to know if it actually is a threat or not. Just because you see something doesn't mean you shoot it. So you have to be able to identify and assess and figure out, okay, what's this thing doing that I don't like, and do I need to engage it or not? Also, it's good for overall searching. You need to have a white light, and you need to realize what's in front of the target and what's behind the target, because that's also very, very important. It just, especially depends on different applications, whether it's law enforcement, military, or straight up self-defense. If there's something behind the target that you do not wish to destroy, that's where a white light comes in handy, so that way you can identify that. So, in light of that, no pun intended, let's go over this review here. This is from Inforce. So this is their Inforce Generation 2, and this particular one is a 400 lumen. They have an 800 lumen one as well. It's a little bit bigger. I decided to stick with the 400 lumen. The average go on these things seems to be right around $100 to $130-ish. And if you're wanting one with IR capability, you might spend just a little bit more. And the 800 lumen ones, you're going to spend just a little bit more as well. But here it is, a standard Gen 2 Inforce light right here. I have it mounted on a 45-degree BCM key mod mount onto this BCM rail, and this is perfect for me. And the reason I went with this versus other lights is this particular build, I thought about, okay, what type of light do I want? And at first I thought, you know what, maybe I can do a pistol style light, like a Surefire or something like that, with a type of end plate or end cap that's set up for a pistol. I could do that. But I noticed sometimes with those, depending on how it's mounted, exactly, and the intent to me was to do the 45-degree mount. I realized that, there could be a chance of negligent light discharge just by the nature of how those tail caps are set up. And I didn't want to necessarily do that. So I thought, well, I could just get a standard light, like a Scout, a Stream light, or something like that, which is great. And I have that on another one of my builds. Awesome setup, but there is one thing that I didn't want to have to do with this rifle, and that is management of a pressure pad and management of cords. There's a retention deal there that you have to manage when you go with something like that. So I could have an ergonomic setup. I could have a light, and I could put a pressure pad right here, and it would be epic and awesome and ergonomic, but I'll have to make sure, okay, I got to retain that, and I have to work on cord management, which tends to clutter up the gun a little bit. And I wanted to keep this particular build really streamlined, really sleek and whatnot. So I decided, you know what? I've dealt with Inforce before as far as I've had their lights before. So why not try one of these Gen 2s? And it's pretty much a straightforward light. And the biggest thing I like about it is the fact that right here is the button for your light. So it has a couple different functions. So you don't have to worry about a tail cap. You don't have to worry about anything like that. It's very ergonomic. It would be ergonomic mounted on the top of the gun or on a 45-degree angle or even on the sides. This is at a 45-degree angle. It works just perfect. So right now with this setup, I push and engages, then I let off and it turns off. Or I can flip the side switch here, push, on, push to turn off, just like so. So I can push it and leave it on if I want to just leave the light on. Or I can also strobe it, which is all very, very easy to operate. I tend to keep it on the momentary. Another feature that I like is this flips up to assist with not having to accidentally bump. It assists with keeping the negligent light discharges down to a minimum. And this is pretty much set up where all you have to do is run your thumb down. It comes right off. So it's very easy. It's a very easy safety, so to speak, to operate. For storage, you can spin this off just a little bit, and then you don't have to worry. See, now it's completely off. That's great for storage or whatnot. If you're going to rack the gun, store it in the safe, do whatever you have to do, then you don't have to worry about it. Clamps right on to 1913, the standard Picatinny rails. And all you have to do to you just clamp it on, tighten this little turn knob right here to hand tight, and that's it, you're on. and it stays on. It's a good quality polymer. I haven't had any issues with it. It doesn't go, it doesn't clutter up the front end of my rifle at all. It's extremely lightweight. What is it? I'm looking here. 3.22 ounces with the battery is what I'm getting here. I'm just kind of looking up the specs. It does have, it's powered by 123A lithium, and it is waterproof up to 66 feet underwater. So what that means to me, not a whole lot. I don't expect to be underwater a lot with this, but it's good to know. So if I'm out and it's raining or whatnot, I shouldn't have too much of an issue. Of course, it is LED, and it does have vents here, right up here. And the way it's set up is for heat management. It's for that thermal that comes off the 400 lumens on the LED. It just helps manage that a little bit. So just in case you're wondering about that, just kind of some technical stuff with it. The overall light placement on this, it worked out perfect for me. It doesn't occlude my muzzle at all. It's still going to get a little bit dirty as I shoot it, so I have to manage that. It doesn't get in the way of my front Troy iron sights at all. It's in a good ergonomic spot. It's well forward. It goes well with how I have this rifle set up. That's why I chose it. I know there's been some reports of issues with Enforce lights in the past. For the most part, it seems like they have a good track record, and for me, it's a pretty good, decent track record. I haven't had any issues. I cannot speak to their 800 lumen, and I cannot speak to their pistol lights so much. I've messed with their pistol lights a little bit, but I haven't done too much with it, but those look like a good idea as well if you're looking for something ultra compact. If you have a subgun SBR or a AR-15 pistol or something like that, that might be a good choice for you as well. So overall, for around $100 to $130, I dig it. It's not overly expensive when compared to other like products as far as price. I think it's very, very competitive, and it's a good choice, especially if you're wanting that ergonomic feel to it. Again, it's really lightweight. It's polymer. If you're wanting a metal body, then you'll have to kind of look at something a little bit of a different product than versus this particular one. But for what all the purposes that I intend for it, it works perfect. So with that said, I will stop yakking at you at this video. Feel free to leave comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm going to say it every video. Subscribe and like every single gun tuber that you see, and like their videos, and just really show your support. And that helps keep the gun tubers out there kind of doing what they're doing. Seriously. I know YouTube, there's been a lot of fire under gun reviews on YouTube, and it is what it is, but I'd really like to see a lot of gun reviews still continue on here. It's a very good medium, and I'd like to see videos that promote reviews of good products and responsible firearm ownership as well. So, all right, thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to put in your comments your experience with the Enforce, whether good, bad, indifferent, what have you, so that way everybody can read it, and I hope everybody is staying safe out there.